Good morning. Today's message is one that I'm very fond of. It's many hands make light work. Many hands make light work. That simply means that the more people that work on a task and work together on a task, the more likely it is to be done quickly, and the easier it is going to be on every single person that's participating in the task. I also like to think that it means that we should try our best to be helpful, to be a part of something. Be a part of something like a family, a school, a church, a community, and to do our part in there. Oftentimes we have opportunities to do things that come up in life that we get satisfaction from. And when we work with others to do those, the satisfaction increases. In my family growing up, my parents encouraged us to work together, to do the best we could to help one another. My dad had a saying that we were not fond of when we were kids, but I understand better now. And that's, all the chores are done when everybody's done. So if you had chores to do, then you would do your chores and help others. I think my parents were trying to encourage us to cooperate, to get along, and to be helpful to one another. To teach us the lesson that working with others is probably the better way to be. Okay, so for today's activity, we're going to do something fun. We're going to paint a wall. Have you ever painted a wall before? Well, Papa Steve took down some cabinets in another room here, and when I took the cabinets down, there was damage to the wall. So I repaired the damage, some other dings on the wall, and then I've taped off the wall that we're going to paint so that we can do that. So we'll go out there and we'll take a few minutes, show you how to paint, and like I said, it'll be fun. Here's the wall we're going to paint, right behind me here. You'll see I have it taped off on the ceiling and the corner. That's where the cabinets were hanging. I've patched those holes, so we're ready to paint. The first thing I did was took this small brush and I cut in the corners of the corner and then along the ceiling there. All that means is I put a little paint on there so that the roller that I'm going to use can get up to that paint. So now we'll roll the rest of the wall. Several years ago, I started using this type of smaller roller for smaller jobs. It's easier to handle, holds a lot of paint, and much easier to clean up afterwards. So that's what I'm doing here. And I like to add a handle when I have to reach up to high places, so that makes it easier to do. Now, if you're tall like Kirk, or maybe your dad, you don't have to do that. But it does make it easier for old people like me. First, I'm going to show you something that I see a lot of people doing in painting, especially with a roller, is they will just start on a wall and kind of roll a patch, then they'll get some more paint and roll a patch. That leads to kind of splotchy and uneven paint. I'm going to show you a different way that's more efficient, puts better coverage on the wall. So first we'll add some paint to our roller tray. It's just a pan with a place to put paint, and then you can take the excess paint off on this part of the pan. So I pour paint in there. And I'll take the roller, put it in the paint, trying to get some good even coverage on there. And then I'll use that roller pan, take the excess paint off so the roller doesn't drip. And then I'll start on this side of the wall and go to that side of the wall. So I go to this corner and I just, from the top to the bottom, or bottom to top, I put the paint on the wall in a nice, smooth stroke from top to bottom, not going side to side, just top to bottom. And then my next pass will be right next to that, because I'm keeping what's called a wet edge. So that paint there that's still wet, I'll keep that wet all the way across the wall. So I have my next bit of paint ready, and I'll do the same thing from top to bottom or bottom to top. I'll keep that wet edge, overlap a little bit on the path before so that I get nice even coverage, and keep doing that in row by row by row as I go across the wall. Just finishing the last few rows on this wall here till we're done. Now, because I've gone in this methodical fashion, row by row down the wall, I can be confident that the wall's covered, I haven't missed any spots, and I'm good to go. Probably with this wall, I'll only need one coat, so that's what we'll do. There. I think you can see that the wall is covered. We did the whole thing pretty simply there. I don't see any parts that I missed, and it's good to go. It's as simple as that. You can do it too. So how was that? Not too bad painting, is it? We all got to see a little bit of Papa Steve's technique. You can use the same one if you want. At least you'll feel comfortable when you have to go do walls next time. Maybe next time your dad or mom paints something, they'll let you help. This is Papa Steve's Workshop, and I'm Papa Steve.